If you feel like you hit a wall with fishing and you're not catching as many fish as you used to and you're getting skunked all the time, getting your lure stuck in trees and losing a bunch of money, there's a perfect thing that you need to buy that'll take you to that next level of fishing. I picked up on fishing about 5 years ago, and 2 years into it, I feel like I hit a wall where I was gaining a lot of knowledge, I was learning new things about fishing, but it was not correlating to catching more fish. And I would go to these lakes and reservoirs and see these guys in their fancy boats catching way more fish than me. And I got sick and tired of fishing, and I didn't know what to do. I started to play the victim role where I was thinking that, I can't afford a boat, I'm not gonna be able to catch fish like these guys. And I was thinking that all these ponds and lakes and reservoirs were getting overfished, and there wasn't enough fish for me, and fishing was a dying hobby. I definitely wasn't ready to quit yet though, because it was something I enjoyed so much. And I started doing some research online, and I came across some affordable fishing kayaks. You know, as a college student, it seemed like a big expense for me. Even though it was cheaper than a boat, it still was a good amount of money that I would need to put out for it. And I was second guessing myself. I didn't know if it was the right move, but I went through with it, and it ended up being the best fishing purchase I've made so far. That has helped me catch triple the amount of fish, but also came with so many more perks. The first thing that's great about the kayak is how easy it is to transfer from point A to point B. I got it in my truck in 5 minutes and got it out into the water in another 5. All you needed is an above average size car, and you could throw it in your trunk or your truck bed and get it in and out very fast in an efficient way. You don't need some fancy trailer or anything like that. Another thing I love about this kayak is you can get super expensive with it, and you can get pedals, you can get a fish finder, you can get rod holders, you can put as many accessories as you want on it. But for me, I kind of just have a minimalistic kayak here with the bare necessities, and it works for me perfectly. I do have a fish finder on its way though, and that video will be coming soon, so look out for that. I believe that there are aspects to a kayak that you cannot get with a boat. I mean, I am literally inches away from the water right here, not hearing some motor and loud noises coming from the back of your vessel. The most obvious best part about this is the mobility you have. If I came to this lake, I would only be able to fish from that corner right there, maybe here in the woods, chucking in between trees. But with this kayak, I'm able to go throughout this entire lake, check all these different spots for any kind of fish I want, and it really just elevates your fishing game to a whole other level. You can also pick up other people's lures when bank fishermen get them stuck in trees or lily pads, and you can find a bunch of new lures. So that's great. Back to the mobility aspect. I was able to get this far throughout this lake with the wind going against me in a matter of maybe 10 minutes of casually rowing. If you want to go fast, you can also get a little workout in too. And you might be wondering, without having the pedals, does that affect you too badly? And I honestly haven't had a problem with it. All I do is I find a spot that looks appealing to me. I take this anchor here, just drop it. Shouldn't be too deep here. Yeah, it's already on the floor. I'll tie it to here, and then I'll cast a few times and hopefully hook up onto a fish. It's that simple. No fish in this spot, so we're gonna pick up the anchor and try somewhere else. Finally, that took a little bit longer than expected. I needed to catch a fish for the video about catching fish on my kayak. But here we go. We got a nice little pickerel there. Now, I believe the pros outweigh the cons for buying a fishing kayak, but I just want to let you guys know, in case you're on the fence about buying one, that there are a few cons. The most important, I would say, is it can depend on weather. Same with boats, but if it's super windy out, you might as well not even take it onto the water. It can get pretty hard to especially paddle when it's super windy. But they can also get a little pricey if you're going for a super good quality one. That might hold some people back. And last but not least, if you drive like a little sedan, some of these fishing kayaks are really big and it might cause some trouble from getting it from point A to point B. But there's ways around that. And but that's about it. And I think that the pros definitely outweigh the cons. I was catching nothing all day, and then I try out this little setup here, and we just went back-to-back fish. These Watermelon Red Zoom Bait Company little soft plastics are now the second best fishing purchase I've ever gotten. If you're serious about fishing and you don't want to make that commitment to buy a big old boat, go with a fishing kayak. It's very obvious and it'll take your game to the next level. I went with the Pelican Catch Mode 110 fishing kayak. It was a good size, easy to move around. It had all the pieces I needed, and last but not least, it was affordable. And it's held up great. Past couple winters, I left it outside, and I haven't seen any damage yet. Let me know in the comments if you have a secret fishing technique or tool that puts you that next level like the fishing kayak does for me. Thanks, guys.